I feel like we all have trauma. So I want to share with you how I process and work through my trauma. I feel like my trauma is not necessarily as like bad as other people's, but it's still trauma, regardless of how I perceive it to be compared to somebody else. But then again, we should never compare ourselves to somebody else because we're different. But how to deal with trauma, an easy way without having to go to a therapist or a psychiatrist or anything like that, is simply to go on and listen to root chakra healing frequencies. You can find this on YouTube. And there's a bunch of different beats and whatnot, but I would find one that resonates to you. If you can, 15 minutes, half an hour. Sometimes when I'm going to sleep at night, I will play it and I'll just listen to it on low. You don't actually have to be conscious to process trauma, but it does allow you to process trauma even when you don't realize that you have trauma from something. For example, when I was little, my dad was in a very bad car accident, and I don't know, I can't remember how old I was, but that little girl took the accident as trauma, and I was blaming my dad for something that was not his fault. It was like the 5-year-old little Rebecca that did not realize that I needed to forgive my dad because my 5-year-old self blamed my dad for the accident that was in no way, shape, or form my dad's fault. And as an adult, I know better. And I think, oh my gosh, I can't even, like, why would I blame my dad years later for an accident that wasn't his fault? But we have to go back to when the trauma happened and process it from the age of like my 5-year-old self. So I needed to go back and process the trauma through the eyes of 5-year-old Rebecca. And let me tell you, I was devastated that years and years and years has gone by, and I never realized that I had trauma from when I was 5, and nor did I have any idea that I had blamed my dad all these years subconsciously for an accident that was not his fault. So it's just something to think about. So when I listen to the healing frequencies, it allowed me to process those emotions from that 5-year-old perspective. Even though I didn't have to go back to that time, I didn't have to relive that time. And sometimes the trauma is so bad, you don't want to relive those times. You have buried it so deep, you hope to never have to see it again. But that's the glory of the root chakra healing frequencies, is because now you're processing trauma, but you don't have to grudge up and relive those memories. So I truly, truly hope that you check it out and see what you think.